Welcome to my tarot card reading for March 2016, Scorpio. And this is Manu Tarot. Scorpio, let's start immediately with your reading. We have here Iku, Oba, and Oshun. And it's kind of interesting that we have Oba, Oshun, and then we have Iku. Iku, I like to translate Iku as Egun, the ancestors, our ancestors, the people that have died, what they call in the Yoruba religion Egun, el muerto, the dead. And if we see Egun as the son of Oya, then we have Oya represented here, Yansa, Hekwa. Then we have here Oshun, Oba, and Oya represented here. So we have the three wives of Shango. And then the Pataki that is present here is about these three wives. Imagine a man with three wives competing each one for the same man, and then you have an idea what the message is all about. It's about confrontation, it's about gossip, it's about animosity, it's about sleeping with the enemy. Technically speaking, I think that's the best word that I can use, the best expression. Even though the waters look calm and they look peaceful in the surface, deep down we don't know the type of undercurrents that we have. And keep that in mind, because that's what they're telling you. That's what the energy is bringing forward, and they're warning you that during this month of March, things are not what they look like. Okay? That's technically what they're telling you. In other words, don't trust anyone. In other words, if someone tells you something, just make sure before you do it and believe it that is true. Don't jump into action. Okay? Because we have here the devil, the Saturn, Capricorn, Mars, the Two of Cups, Moon, Cancer, house number 4, Cancer. This is about the house, our traditions, our customs, in other words, our beliefs, who we are, what we are, and our emotions, our feelings. Okay, the moon. And then we have Saturn, Capricorn, Mars. Saturn is a very cold planet, and Mars is very hot. And we could touch something and might feel cold outside, but inside might be really hot. Okay, we might see Saturn as something like is very rigid or very organized. But Mars wants to break free. And it's going to start making sense later on. But what we have here is an energy of animosity. Okay? We can imagine this Mars like a lot of electrons and atoms that are hitting, trying to break free from this pot or this cauldron or this chamber. Okay, outside you don't see what is going on, but inside there's something cooking. We have here the Six of Staff. We have Saint Jerome and the Nine of Swords. Notice that the Nine of Swords has a woman that is praying, has a Bible or a book sacred book, and the sword is hanging on top of her head. And what is letting us know that we could think is that she's praying for something not happening, to avoid something. So, but it's upside down. In other words, it sounds dramatic, but the sword came down and it went through her. It hit her. So it's something that you can't avoid, technically speaking. That's what the tarot cards are saying here, that one in particular. Then you have Saint Jerome. Then we have a lion here. And this is the strength. So in other words, you cannot conquer the lion. The lion conquers you. It's like you're trying to embrace the water in your bosom. You can't. And this is something that technically is, I don't want to say unavoidable, but it's highly probably going to happen. And then we have the Six of Staff, Jesus walking victorious. But victorious to where? When we look the other two cards, it's letting us know that this is almost unavoidable. I wouldn't say almost unavoidable, because it all depends always on how we manage. My dear Scorpio, we have here the Tower, we have the Page of Swords, the Moon, and the Moon, notice that it's upside down. There is something hidden, well hidden, that you can't see, you cannot perceive. And that's why we have Oshun, Oba, and Iku giving you a warning. They're telling you something is going to come to an end, and the Tower is letting you know that something is coming to an end. Something is going to hit you. It's going to shake you up. It's letting you know that there is a lot of animosity. There's a lot of talk. There might be people that they look friendly, or there might be people that they are your friends, that you trust. But there is something brewing. And the tarot cards, in other words, are telling you that during this time of the year, don't trust anything. Don't trust what you see. Don't trust what you hear. Don't trust what you are told. Okay? Because, like we say in Spanish, the lion is not as it is painted. Okay? Not everything that shines, like we say in Spanish, is gold. And you have to keep that in mind, because you don't have friends, especially during this month. There is a lot of worms in the can, and the can is going to be open, and you're going to be able to see the worms coming out, technically speaking, if it transmits the idea that I want. They're telling you that you have to be very, very, very careful during this time of the year of what people are going to tell you, what you are going to hear or see. Be very, very careful. It is going to get you into trouble. And when I say what you see, it could be anything. You might see something and you might make the wrong interpretation. That's why before jumping into action, Mars, instead of being so impulsive, instead of being so rigid, try to be a little bit more flexible. Okay? Because this energy is going to bring you a lot of trouble. Don't get involved in gossip. If someone is talking about someone, just walk away. Don't get involved in this chit chat about someone, something, or someone, or a group, or avoid that. This is the best thing you can do for March. Avoid anything that has to do with gossip is going to get you in trouble. And I cannot emphasize that more than anything, especially during the month of March. Okay? It's gonna get you into trouble, and like the tarot card says, something is gonna come to an end. That might even mean anything, the end of your relationship, the end of your job, the end, or whatever it is. So keep it cool, avoid groups, avoid talking with this and that person. Don't get involved in that kind of stuff. It's going to be very counterproductive for you. Okay? Don't initiate also gossips. Don't initiate them. Don't listen to them. Don't spread them. And avoid also any type of advice. And I'm repeating myself. Just making sure that you are getting what I'm trying to say. Don't get into any kind of that stuff. Okay? That's all I have for you, my dear Scorpio, for March 2016. If you're having problems, you need help, things are getting out of hand, my advice is the following. Use the Virgin Caridad del Cobre, patroness of Cuba. Ask for intercession, for her intercession. Use Saint Catherine of Siena. Use that one, I have to say it in Spanish. La Anima Sola. It's a picture of a woman. I don't know if you can see it. Of a woman that is like burning and chained. Use that one. You can use also the intercession of your ancestors, obviously, but we have also the Virgin del Carmen, or Candelaria, la Virgen de Candelaria. Okay, you can use those. You can ask me how it's written later on in a comment, and I gladly will do that. Okay? But that's all I have for you. You could put a glass with water at the entrance of your house. So this energy, because this is a very hot energy, put a glass of water at the entrance of your house. So this energy is cleansed and cooled down. You can put a glass with honey at the entrance of your house, so all this stuff gets sweetened up and you don't get into trouble. Okay? That's all I have for you until the next one.